Hi, you're joining in for the WPL Pre Show. It's the Delhi Capitals taking on the Gujarat Giants tonight. Gujarat Giants obviously haven't made it to the playoff. Delhi Capitals have. So, for the Delhi Capitals, I feel it's going to be an opportunity for them to possibly experience and experiment with their players. I have Trisha and Snehashi joining me for the show tonight. Trisha, a good opportunity for the Capitals to experiment with their players, don't you feel tonight?
Yes and no, both. I mean, of course, unless they lose badly, I think they will still be number one in the table, points table.
Yeah.
So while that is fantastic, and ideally, you would think that they would want to, just check their bench strength. But honestly, Shan, the final is just one match away, right? Because you don't go through the entire. What happens in IPL is a little different. In IPL, one and two also get two games. Like before the final, they get one game. But here, you're straight away getting that one game. So, do you really want to change your best 11? Is something. I mean, honestly, if you ask me, I wouldn't. I
All
wouldn't
right.
change my best 11 today. Also, Gujarat has won the toss, and not surprisingly, they want to bat first. So I would say good start for Gujarat because they have been comfortable batting first.
Snehashish, Gujarat obviously aren't playing the qualifiers. How would you sum up their season so far, and how do you think they would be approaching this game?
That
I
question should
think
be mine.
It's coming to you as well. I thought Snehashish also, it's seeming like he wants to speak, so I thought let me just give him the spotlight for a second.
no, actually, again, it's a disappointing season because before the start of this WPL, when Trishadi talked about GG, it was very optimistic because for many fans because the squad was looking very good if you see the and all, but somehow they failed to come up with a strong playing eleven throughout this tournament till now. So I think today they will look to end the tournament on a high note by winning this match and at least with 6 points, and that will be a good end to this tournament for them.
Yeah.
But two seasons gone, still they are struggling. To set up a proper playing 11. That's a really big concern, and I hope in the next season they will come up with more clear ideas and a good solid campaign for them in the next year.
Very true. Trisha, you're a diehard GG follower, supporter. Are you disappointed if I have to ask you on a very personal level?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I think Gigi's problem is, and I've seen this in Twitter, that people are writing Gigi is not a good enough team. If you're telling me
Hmm.
that with Beth Mooney, with Ashley Gardner, with Phoebe Litchfield, with Lee Tahuhu, with Hemlata, because do not judge by who has played for India. Hemlata is
Yeah.
a monster, is a beast actually, when it comes to domestic cricket. Harleen Deol. I mean, all of them. Look at the players that you have. All of them are good enough, and Gargi has come. Gargi is also very good, but uh, but in general, I think
Believe what
Gujarat
just
had a
happened.
sorry.
You wouldn't believe what just happened. I was
Somebody
already
keep.
running a bit late, and then my phone hung and started entering the studio. So sorry for the delay.
That's
Yeah,
fine, Gagi.
okay. So anyway, getting back to it, Ishan, I think
Yeah.
in the first half, this WPL has been, almost like two halves for Gujarat. The
Mhm.
first half was a completely forgettable one, and the second half, even though it might not seem that great because ultimately you have 4 points, but currently, if you calculate today's, like if you forget today's match, they have won 2 out of 3 matches in Delhi,
Yes, that's
which
true.
is a brilliant comeback. If you
They
see,
play some good cricket, you're right.
and the match they lost, they had taken it to the last over.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was those contest. Like when they were in Bangalore, they almost seemed like a team which is far away from the other 4 teams. But when they came to Delhi, the whole situation changed. And I think
Yes.
this half has been so far so good. Even if they
Mhm.
lose from here, I would say the second half has actually shown what people are capable of.
Yeah, that's
A
true.
Laura Woolward, a Beth Mooney. I mean, people talking about Beth Mooney's strike rate has been the funniest tweets to read. These are the people who never watch the game.
Yeah,
That is clearly so. You're talking about Beth Mooney. I mean, Beth Mooney has been a regular performer in the Meg Lanning led side. She was
that's true.
one of the best. Ash Gardner just won the Belinda Clark medal. Yes, they have not performed as a side, and that happens because Ishan, look at the players that you have. You have Indian domestic players who have never
Yes.
met or never seen a Beth Mooney, a Ash Gardner. You know how we felt when we did our conclave? We were all starstruck. You know, every time a
Yeah,
sports
you're
person
right.
was coming, we were all starstruck. That is what is happening to these girls. I mean, look at Hemlata. Hemlata has been playing for Tamil Nadu, not even for the Indian team. And switch on WPL, you are seeing Beth
Yes.
Mooney beside you. That feeling, that is
Yeah.
overwhelming, you know.
That is,
And at
that's so
times
true,
that
Trisha. Yeah.
that doesn't really at times it doesn't help because you want to impress people. You have a
Yeah.
Mithali Raj you want to impress with your batting, a Beth Mooney who you want should come and tell you, hey, well done today. So that at times takes you to a wrong level. So I think as a team now in the next season they will come together. Some franchises take a little time, but yeah, I would say there are a lot of positives too. Say, for example, Shabnam Shakil. Gargi
You're right.
Shabnam Shakil has been such a revelation. Shabnam
Sorry.
Shakil Gargi, Shabnam
Shabnam.
Shakil.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Shabnam Shakil. I don't know why are we playing this whispers game.
Thinking Shabnam Ismail, what?
No, Shakil.
I got
Shakil.
No, no.
you only
Kil.
said
Kil.
Shabnam. Shabnam first. I was like, which Shabnam are we talking about? But got it. Shabnam Shakil, absolutely. In the last game, if I'm not wrong, she got a 3 wicket haul. Yes,
Porno?
Three,
four,
three, three.
a 4 wicket haul. What is it?
Three,
Three,
it's
three.
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 Okay, so all. But isn't this what WPL is all about? Finding those domestic players because see how many spinners do you have in the Indian domestic circuit that are doing very very well? Not many, and the Indian team in fact is lacking a spinner right now. So I think it's perfect timing also. And I hope she continues doing well because players like these you want to see them play for India and contribute for the Indian team.
Trisha,
Yes,
another point. Yeah.
sorry. Um, this is something I wanted to say. While I do know that Indian stars are missing, like players who are
Yeah.
regular in the Indian playing 11, but see, for example, we did not because Rajeshwari Gaikwad has been struggling a bit. Left
Yep.
arm spinner Radha Yadav has been struggling for India. I'm saying you have to look at the bigger picture also. And bang, Gujarat Giants has actually given you a Tanuja Kanwar who
Yeah.
can bat, who can bowl, and
Yeah.
she uses the crease so well. Yeah, ईशान एकदम पीछे से बॉल
Yeah.
करते हैं बैटर मारने की कोशिश करते हैं मार भी नहीं पाते इन
Yeah.
Asian pitches. You have a Tanuja Kanwar. So I think while Gujarat might not be winning titles, clearly they didn't win the last time and this time also no chances, but at least they are doing as Gargi said. I completely agree with her that कहीं ना कहीं पे ना जो WPL stands for unearthing talent, that they have
That's
done.
what they've
And
given.
these
Yes.
people, a Shabnam will be one of the lead pacers. Forget about India, वो थोड़ा बाद में जाएंगे. But for Gujarat only next year. You
That's
think
true. I think
one
the
side
side is
Shabnam, one
actually
side
very
Kashif.
strong. Yeah. Like you mentioned, the side is actually very strong. And unlike the IPL format where it's a much longer schedule, so a team, even if it starts off not performing at its best in the beginning, they always have time to, buckle up and pick up. Unfortunately, with the WPL, it's a much smaller time frame for a team to actually buckle up and start performing. So I think the team
Absolutely.
has peaked too late, I feel. The GG team is obviously, it has a lot of
Absolutely.
quality. Peaked too late. Maybe next season, I feel if they, come together as a unit like how they have in the last two games, I think we can see them maybe in the top three. It's
Yes,
possible.
I think that will be their next thing. Instead of winning
Yeah.
the title, one step at a time. First, today, the first thing that came to my mind Shan, when I was thinking about today's
Uh,
match was last year GG ended with 4 points, and they had defeated RCB and UP. If
yes.
GG can defeat DC, then two things happen. They have defeated a team which is not RCB and UP, which they had done last year, and the other thing is now they will have 6 points, which is a little ahead of where they had finished last year.
True.
While it is
Yeah.
not great, but it is also something
True.
that will
Yes.
take them a little further, further in the process. So yeah,
Absolutely. That's so true. Snehashish, let's talk about Delhi Capitals here. Any keen players you're looking forward to seeing tonight? Jemima Rodriguez scored a good 50 in the last game. Shafali Verma got off to a good start as well. So these two Indian domestic talent, Indian players, are you excited to see them?
Yes, the whole batting lineup has been, on fire for Delhi Capitals. If you see, Alam Imaima and Shafali, as you said, and Meg Lanning came into in the initial matches. She was not looking in that touch, but in the third and fourth match she came back, and now she is scoring at a consistent rate. And Alice Capsey, what a player he has!
Yes.
So consistent in the match, power hitting and ball. She is also helping. And I think one more thing really good happened that the inclusion of Jace Jonathan. I think Jace
Yes, Shan.
Jonathan, yeah, tremendous. With the bat, the finishing role, what she has been performing with the bat and with the ball in crunch situation, like in death over, she has been brilliant. So overall, it's been a good season so far for Delhi. And as Tushadi said earlier, even I also agree with that. That with one, next match is going to be your final. So I will not like to, break the momentum of winning. I would go to the final by winning this
You
match. And
wouldn't experiment with your squad either as well? Are you saying that? You wouldn't experiment with your squad if you had the option?
yes, I will.
But there has been a change. But Delhi has brought in a change. Delhi
Okay.
has got Minu Mani in place of Titash. What do you think about the change, Ishan?
No, I think it's an interesting change. Obviously, I think they want to provide opportunity, and I think see what you mentioned. I think it made sense because you don't want to change your squad, at the last moment before playing a final. I think that's cutting it too soon. If you wanted to make changes, you could have made it maybe a game or two earlier, where you could have given that player also the opportunity to just possibly play freely. Over here, it's basically telling that player that you might not play the final, but just go out here and have a good time, which is not the good. Like, it's not the best thing in the long term scenario because obviously a player wants to feel welcome. A player wants to know that they're there for a long time for the long run. So it's a fair call, but I feel it could have been done a couple of days earlier, a couple of matches earlier.
I think also Gargi, I wanted to ask you that with Delhi has actually played with four seamers. If you see, Arundhati Reddy, Shikha Pandey, Titash, and Marizane Cap. Do you think that kind of is a little unnecessary in Indian pitches, and maybe they can do a toss up between Arundhati and Shikha, because of course Arundhati, Shikha, and Titash, they are pacers all right, but Titash doesn't give you the same batting as Arundhati or Shikha does. So do you see it should like I'm saying going into the final, because they're definitely going into the final until unless Gujarat defeats them by 120 runs on 90 balls. ये तो नहीं हो सकता. I mean, that is too much, right? But then, yeah, then Gujarat has to score 400. I mean, while impossible happens, but that is too much to ask for. So, do you think that this it should be a toss up between Arundhati and Shikha, and somewhere they're missing that? Delhi.
I think Delhi Capitals, the mindset that 2 or 3 points to be made here, I think the mindset that they are going in with is because Meg Lanning, Jemima, and Shafali Verma kind of do well with the batting. That's why maybe they don't focus as much on having an extra batter because they've been doing well, these three players. Second, I think in Delhi's pitches, especially now that we're playing here, I've noticed that when pacers are bowling, you kind of get an unexpected bounce, which you get a lot of wickets from. I think that's one of the reasons why they're still, they are still set with having four seamers in their team. I think those are the few. Uh, that's the. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not in DC, but I think that's the strategy that they're going with because clearly it's working for them. First of all, why change something that's not broken? So it's all Meg Lanning's mastermind behind it. So who are we to
You
question
know,
that?
it's interesting, Trisha. I want to ask you, Meg. So, does all the credit over here go to Meg Lanning, or is it the team that has actually worked together as a unit? So, how much of the credit will go to the captain, and how much credit will go to the team as overall? Because if this Delhi Capitals team didn't function like a unit, maybe Meg Lanning wouldn't be able to do much, and then we would end up criticizing her, saying that she's a bad captain. So, your thoughts on this?
Absolutely, Ishan. I couldn't have agreed more. I think it's always, somehow I'll tell you how this works. So, if
Hmm.
something goes wrong, you generally blame the person in the team
Yeah.
management whom you do not like. Like I'm saying, as a viewer. And if something goes right, then you, of course, try to give the credit to someone you like. So, Meg Lanning is a very liked character, be it me, be it you, or be it anyone in general. For example, in Gujarat, somehow Mitali is not very liked by a lot of Twitter. So whatever happens, she gets a lot of flack. But when something goes right, she doesn't get the credit. I think it is ultimately a team failure and a team, victory. Your captain is as good as your team is, and your
Yeah.
team management is as good as the team performs. So I think all
So
the
true.
decisions that Meg is taking, a lot of them must have been discussed on, in their meetings. Like they have separate bowling meetings, batting, batters. They have separate meetings, and then they have a team meeting as a whole. So there must
Hmm.
be that whole and nowadays the coaching structure is also a lot, right? There's a head coach, there is a batting coach, bowling coach,
Yes.
sports psychologist. I think everybody sitting together must have spoken. And then Meg, of course, I think where Meg gets the credit is Meg on the field has been so much
Hmm.
better than rest of the captains.
But we have the fake Sunil Narayan here.
Oh my
All
God. He
Sunil.
looks more like Sulin Narayan than Sunil
Yeah,
looks
I,
like.
I just thought Sunil Narayan is there. All
Hey, my tripod is stuck. What?
I said he looks more like Sunil Narayan than Sunil Narayan himself.
Definitely, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, so as I said, I think what Meg Lanning or what defines Meg Lanning is the fact that on field decisions have been proactive, not reactive. Like I would say, Beth Mooney has been a little bit of a reactive captain. So has both Harman and Smriti been. And Alisa Healy, let's not talk about her captaincy at all. So I think these are the things that make define Meg. But also, Snehashish, we have seen a different kind of Meg Lanning, because the Meg Lanning in the Australian team is a very calm, composed character, and here she is off the field. She's getting. By the way, she is very active in Insta nowadays, which was never to be seen when she was playing for Australia. And
That's
also on
interesting.
field, you can literally see her aggressive. That move your come take the run. So, what do you think? Do you think the international not playing international cricket has kind of posed a little bit of pressure on her to do much better to stay relevant, Snehashish?
Yes, maybe that's the point. But another point may be that she is enjoying the cricket right now because now she knows that this is the only cricket I am playing, like competitive cricket, for example. So I want to prove myself that I am still, one of the best, and I can do with both bat and being as a captain also. So I think that's another point. And obviously, as you said, when you are not playing the international cricket, for your country, then you want to still I am doing best and I want to prove that I am still, can deliver at this stage when you guys are already playing, but I am not being in that international level. I can still, perform at your level. So I think that's kind of driving her in this competition, and I think it's also, helping her to be the best on the field and off the field, as you mentioned. So I think, and that's also helping Delhi Capitals to perform like this as they have been performed so far in this tournament.
Yeah, that's helping
No,
Delhi
I think I
Capitals
agree.
not perform on field. Delhi is getting some great reels of the field also. uh, Gargi, because you have been in Delhi, uh, I have repeatedly said that we can see a pattern: first 10 overs, last 10 overs, and all that. So we are almost close to the game. I want you to go first and maybe say what do you expect of the pitch today, and what do you think would be a good score? Because yes, yes, Nehashish.
But what happened yesterday? What happened to Ellis Perry yesterday?
Oh my
That's a
God.
whole other discussion. I don't think we can fit that in the show at the
Yeah,
moment.
we should have a okay. How about this,
Yeah.
guys? Tomorrow is a off day for
Yeah.
WPL. Let's come back at 7 p.m. and let's have a Ellis Perry show. How about this?
Done for sure.
Done. Okay, so four of us will be back tomorrow. at 7 p.m. doing the Ellis Perry show. You guys join us. But before we end today's show,
Yes.
Gargi, start off with your predictions.
Okay, my predictions is actually Delhi pitches are quite tricky because we've seen completely opposite of what we are expecting. Actually, yesterday's was supposed to be a high-scoring pitch, and then it turned out to be completely something different. And ones that were touted as slow pitches or turning pitches were completely the high-scoring flat decks. So I don't know what's going on. If they're giving them the wrong pitch or something, but.
I think the
But
pitch report is happening on a pitch. I think the pitch report is happening on a separate pitch, and the matches are happening on a separate pitch.
maybe could be. But wait, who's won the toss? My phone's dead.
Gujarat. Gujarat is batting first.
Gujarat is batting first. Gujarat anyway around 125, and Delhi wins.
Okay.
I
Ishan,
would say 145, 150, and Delhi wins.
Snehashish.
Around 160 and Gujarat wins.
What?
What?
Around 160 and Gujarat wins.
Oh,
The Titans 5 6 days later. This is still the Giants.
has to say something different all the time, no? Every game.
Okay, so here's the thing. Today we are gonna see the first century of Women's Premier League coming from Beth Mooney's bat. It is happening, guys. I have claimed
You
it,
seem
happening,
extremely
manifesting it,
confident.
and
Let's see if you
and we
claimed it or jinxed it.
sorry.
Let's see if you claimed it or jinxed it.
No, I have
If you,
manifested
you
it.
know, if this comes true, you might just go viral, Isha. This
I hope
person was the person who
so.
predicted it before the match. Such a rare prediction.
I know,
So,
but yeah, Beth Mooney with 100 today, and Gujarat 195. Gujarat winning for sure.
yes, we can meet and watch.
Sure.
All right, that sums it up. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll give you the post match updates as well. Thank you.
Thank you.